So welcome back. I think we have done up to section 24. Now, in continuation of our act, now we'll learn about section 25. So qualification for registration as a pharmacist or as an apprentice in pharmacy. So what the person who is qualified, who registered as a pharmacist and register what he may have his qualification. What type of degree, what type of certification he acquired during his learning or knowledge. So 25.1 says, the following person shall subject to the provision of the subsection 3, go back to subsection 3, be qualified for registration as pharmacist under this act, namely A, persons who hold a degree in pharmacy. What he has to? Hold a degree course, whether it's a B Pharm, whether it is a Pharm D, so it is a, you must have a degree conferred by a university or an institution. So they must have got the degree from a university or an institution affiliated thereto. Some institutions are separate, they are affiliated with any university because degree awarding institution is the university. So they may have affiliated with some university from which they can confer the degree. So for what it says, person who hold a degree in pharmacy conferred by university or an institution affiliated thereto, where the degree is recognized by the central council. Some institutions, they are separately allowed from the Pharmacy Council of Pakistan to conduct the pharmacy graduate courses, but they are affiliated, they are attached with some degree awarding institutions, any university. So first thing is, it must be a pharmacist, pass out the degree course, pharmacy, bachelor in pharmacy or Pharm D, whatever is that. So basically your course is a bachelor course, although it lasts for 5 years. So person who had a degree in pharmacy conferred by a university or an institution affiliated thereto, where degree is recognized, then the same thing is that the degree which is awarded by university, it must be recognized by the Pharmacy Council under its laws. जो फार्मेसी काउंसिल के laws हैं उसके मुताबिक वो डिग्री रिकग्नाइज होनी चाहिए फार्मेसी काउंसिल ऑफ पाकिस्तान से. आपकी जो भी जो डिग्री है ये भी अभी रिकग्नाइज हो गई है पाकिस्तान फार्मेसी काउंसिल से. सो विदाउट उसके रजिस्ट्रेशन के, विदाउट उसकी रिकग्निशन से आप वो रजिस्टर नहीं हो सकता. अगर कोई डिग्री ऐसा इदारा है जो रिकग्नाइज नहीं है फार्मेसी काउंसिल से, तो उसकी डिग्री की बेस पे दैट पर्सन कैन नॉट बी रजिस्टर्ड एज ए फार्मासिस्ट. सो एक दो बात में, एक तो यूनिवर्सिटी की डिग्री हो, साथ ही वो जो डिग्री वो अप्रूव होनी चाहिए फार्मेसी काउंसिल से, वो यूनिवर्सिटी या इंस्टीट्यूशन, देन दैट पर्सन में रजिस्टर्ड एज ए फार्मासिस्ट इन रजिस्टर ए. इज इट क्लियर? यस नैन, समझ गए यहाँ पर? From 25.1b says, persons who hold a diploma in pharmacy granted by an institution recognized by the Central Council, and C, person who pass examination in pharmacy held by a provincial council. अब दो बातें यहाँ आ रही हैं. जो रजिस्टर्ड आपको बताया था, you have रजिस्टर A, रजिस्टर B and रजिस्टर C. तो रजिस्टर B में वो होंगे जो कि किसी इंस्टीट्यूशन से टेक्नीशियन कोर्स उन्होंने क्वालिफाई किया है, कोई डिप्लोमा लिया है, कोई टेक्नीशियन कोर्स किया है, तो दे फॉल अंडर द रजिस्टर सी. अच्छा, मोस्टली जो दीज आर थिंग्स, ये जो टेक्नीशियन कोर्स हैं, दे हैव एग्जामिनेशन कंडक्टेड बाय द फार्मेसी काउंसिल्स. पर पास एग्जामिनेशन इन फार्मेसी हेल्ड बाय प्रोविंशियल काउंसिल. जो टेक्नीशियन के कोर्स हैं, फार्मेसी टेक्नीशियन, those person who are entitled to be registered in register B, they go for a course of pharmacy technician in an institution approved by Pharmaceutical Pakistan in any province. So examination body for such technician courses is Pharmacy Council of that province. अब A में क्या है, जो pharmacist है, they must have a degree in pharmacy For person, for registration B, they may have a technician course. If अगर उनके पास वो certification है तो they are registered in a register B. Person who pass examination in pharmacy held by, चाहे वो pharmacy council के under हो, they are entitled to be registered in register A, in register B, or register C accordingly. Then 25(1)(a) says, subject to the provision of subsection 3 during the period of 1 year from the commencement of the Pharmacy Amendment Act 73, a person who was on the 19th day of June 72 to be deemed qualified for the session as a pharmacist shall be deemed to be so qualified. इसमें ये उनको रिलैक्सेशन दी है उन्होंने, दे हैव गिवन रिलैक्सेशन के 19 जून 72 तक अगर कोई पर्सन था क्वालिफाइड करे वो क्वालिफाई हो सकता है। इससे पहले तक तो सब उससे पहले जिन्होंने पास किया है वो भी रजिस्ट्रेशन हासिल कर सकते हैं। अगर पूछा जाए कि 1972 से पहले जो थे 1972 से पहले, if they have passed examination they are also entitled for the registration in this in register A, B or C whatever. तो they give the relaxation, यानी कि इस 73 के बाद before that the person who are qualified, उन्होंने फार्मेसी की हुई थी, फार्मेसी पास थे, they are also entitled to be registered and registered accordingly. तो 25(1)(a) साथ देता है, subject the provision of subsection 3 during the period of 1 year from the commencement of the Pharmacy Amendment Act 73, a person who was on the 19th day of June 72 to be deemed to be qualified for registration as a pharmacist shall be deemed to be so qualified. इससे पहले जिन्होंने फार्मेसी डिग्री ली है जो भी है, they are also entitled for the registration in register A, B, C, whatever. Is it clear? Now again, 25(2) says, the following person shall, subject to provision of subsection 3, be qualified to be registered as an apprentice in pharmacy, namely an inspector of drugs and a government analyst appointed under the Drug Act 1940, if not otherwise eligible for the registration. इस तरह के इंस्पेक्टर जो उससे पहले जिनके पास थे, एक्चुअली अगर आपको याद ध्यान करें, ये ड्रग एक्ट 1976 से पहले हमारे पास ड्रग एक्ट 1940 था। बिफोर दैट देयर वाज अ ड्रग एक्ट 1940। अभी भी इंडिया में अभी भी वही चल रहा है, ड्रग एक्ट 1940 अभी भी इंडिया में है। वी हैव अमेंडेड, वी हैव मेड अनदर न्यू ड्रग एक्ट, वो है ड्रग एक्ट 1976, अगर आपको लास्ट सेमेस्टर में पढ़ चुके हैं। तो उस एन इंस्पेक्टर ऑफ ड्रग्स या जिनके पास ये they have confirmed that after that date only the pharmacist can be registered as a pharmacist. यहाँ तो रिलैक्सेशन दे दी गई है, तो वो इंस्पेक्टर जो इससे पहले वर्किंग करते अंडर ड्रग एक्ट 1940 में थे, they can be also eligible for registration as a pharmacist. ठीक है। अब सेक्शन 2 का 2 है, a person certified by the government hospital to be a qualified compounder and dispenser. इनको हम सर्टिफिकेट 3 में ले आते थे, सी में। कंपाउंडर जो थे, a person certified by government hospital to be a qualified compounder and a dispenser, उनको हम देते थे रजिस्टर सी अंडर Pharmacy Act. Then 3 says, a person who has been taken as a student or apprentice in pharmacy by and produces a certificate to that effect from a pharmacy registered in Register A and approved for the purpose by notification the official gazette by the provincial government, उनको भी हम जो स्टूडेंट्स थे उनको अप्रेंटिस की सर्टिफिकेशन दी जा सकती है जो पढ़ रहे थे, कहीं काम कर रहे हैं। फिर स्टूडेंट आपको इसलिए कहा कि आपके लिए क्या है कि आप एसोसिएट मेंबर हो सकते हैं इसमें। उससे पहले एवरी स्टूडेंट्स who is been enrolled in a faculty of pharmacy or pharmacy, he may be registered with Central Pharmacy Council during that as a apprentice or as in pharmacy under section 25 to 3. Now 25. So 2.3 says, yes, 2.4 says, a person who is a qualified person within the meaning of Rule 65 of the West Pakistan Drug Rules 958, if not otherwise eligible for registration. So again, take a relaxation person before that. There was also West Pakistan Drug Rules in 1958. If someone is eligible over there, he is also authorized for qualifying as a pharmacist and register A or B or C, whatever it is. 3. No person shall be qualified for registration as a pharmacist or as an apprentice in pharmacy when, if he is of unsound mind and stands so declared by a court, or B, if he has been convicted by a court of any offense which, in the opinion of the provincial council, involves moral turpitude. So these are cannot be registered as pharmacy. कैसे होंगे? If he is a unsound mind and stands so declared by court, अगर वो बताया गया है कि वो स्टेबल नहीं है, ठीक नहीं है, अनसाउंड माइंड नहीं है, को किसी अदालत ने, और if he has been convicted या conviction उसको हो चुकी है by court of any offense which in the opinion of the provincial council involves moral theft, किसी moral पे उसको सजा हो सकती है, they cannot be registered as a pharmacist. ये उनके लिए बैन हो गया, they cannot be registered as a pharmacist. तो ये क्योंकि किसी का वो गैर हाजिर दिमाग है या पागलपन है या जिस तरह भी है, उनको हम फार्म से रजिस्टर्ड नहीं करेंगे. Now 26 is the procedure of registration. So 21 say, as soon as may be after the opening of this register under section 25, the provincial council shall by notification in the official gazette invite applications from persons desirous of being registered as pharmacists or as apprentice in pharmacy. जब ये by notification शुरू हो जाएगा registration का process, they have to invite application drug act pharmacist जो 67 amended in 73 from persons जिनको ख्वाहिश होगी कि वो रजिस्ट्रेशन करें, उनकी फिर रजिस्टर ओपन कर दिए जाएंगे. जैसे हमारे सिंध फार्मेसी काउंसिल में रजिस्टर्ड है, मेरा नंबर 556 उसमें है, तो जब आप उसमें आएंगे तो आपका जो रजिस्ट्रेशन किया जाएगा उसमें. Now 26(2) says, an application for registration shall contain such particulars and be made in such form as may be specified by the provincial council and shall be accompanied by such fee as may be prescribed by laws. अब इसमें आपने फीस भी जमा करानी है. जब आप रजिस्ट्रेशन फॉर्म देंगे तो it must be attached by a proper fees. When I was registered तब शायद 500 रुपये फीस थी, और उसमें क्या था, इन दैट देयर वाज नो एक्सपायरी डेट ऑफ दैट रजिस्ट्रेशन. वन टाइम हमने, अब इन्होंने क्या किया, जो रूल्स आ गए 2013 के बाद, इनमें दे हैव टू रिन्यू योर रजिस्ट्रेशन सर्टिफिकेट आफ्टर एवरी 5 years. तो उस वक्त हमने जब व्हेन आई वाज रजिस्टर्ड इन 1983, सो दैट वाज देयर वाज नो एक्सपायरी डेट, उसमें नहीं थी. जब रूल्स में दे हैव अमेंडेड एंड नाउ दे रिन्यू after every 5 years, they charge the fee and then they have to renew. Then 26(3) says, the provincial council shall examine every application received by it, and if it is satisfied that the applicant is qualified for registration under section 25, direct the entry of the name of the applicant in the appropriate register. So they examine your documents, आपके document examine करेंगे, उसको check करेंगे. If they find that it is fit for registration, then they were registered under section 25. Direct the name of entry of the name, तो register में आपका number allot हो जाएगा and you be the registered pharmacist under section 26(3). Section 26(4) says, the provincial council shall, if it rejects the application of any person, inform the applicant in writing of such rejection within 90 days from the date of receipt of application. If the person who do not qualify, who do not fulfill the criteria of Provincial Pharmacy Council and his application has been rejected, so the time period is 90 days. Within 90 days, they can reject, they can inform the person that your registration has not been accepted. And the applicant may, within 60 days of the receipt of information, appeal against such rejection to the provincial government, whose decision shall be final. Now, they can appeal also. Where they appeal? They appeal to the provincial government, the health department. If that council has to reject, do not allow the registration of that person pharmacist, then they can appeal to the provincial government about the decision of the provincial pharmacy council. So within 90 days, they have to inform that your application has been rejected. You do not fulfill the criteria of that one pharmacy council. Therefore, the application has been rejected. So they have appeal time of 60 days. Then they go for 26(5). Failure to inform the applicant of rejection within the period specified in subsection 4 shall be treated as acceptance of the application for registration. अगर 90 दिन में उसको इतला नहीं दी जाती है उस पीरियड में, तो इसका मतलब है कि he has been registered. There is a time period 90 days. In 90 days, if the council fails to inform the applicant, then it's deemed fit that uski registration accept ho gaya. Now you have to wait for 60 days, 90 days after submission of your registration form. So if they send you acceptance or rejection in due time, then it is okay. But if they do not send you any rejection, it means you are registered under section 26(4). Now, if failure to inform the applicant of rejection within the period specified means 90 days shall be treated as acceptance of the application for registration. Now, here two things. If you are rejected, then they have appeal period, appeal time for 60 days, they go for appeal. If they do not inform you that your application has been rejected within 90 days, means the person has been registered where he has applied, whether for register A or B or C. So this is very much important. You must remember this, the period during which they can inform you that your application has been accepted, or if rejected, they have to inform you in writing and with reason also. Now 27 says certificate of registration. Now the provincial council shall issue a certificate of registration to a person who has been registered under section 26. So after that, when they qualify for registration, they issue you a registration certificate. You may have seen this when you pass Form D, when you registered, they issue a registration certificate affixing over there your photo, your pic also there. So that is your known as category. They issue for the 5 years. Then after 5 years, you again for renewal. So what they do, under section 27, they issue a registration certificate. If you qualified under 26, section 26, the Pharmacy Council of that respective province will issue a registration certificate. The 27.2 says, a certificate of registration issued under subsection 1 shall bear a number. Now you must have a number and the official seal of the council and signed by its president and the secretary, and shall contain the following, namely. So what it must thing you have to check when you be registered? Number one, number. There must be a number, registration number. Mine is 556A. And second, official seal of the council, stamp of the council. Third, it must be signed by the president of the council and the secretary. So there are two signatories or the decision certificate. One is the president, maybe secretary health or the other one, and the secretary who is appointed under section, you can see secretary of that provincial council. So the fourth thing you may check over the number, official seal, and presidents and secretary signature. The fourth things must be placed in that certificate. Number 27, 2A say a passport size photograph of the person registered. So they must be fixed a passport size photograph. Number 27B says 2B, the full signature of the person registered. Now your specimen signature will be fixed over there. So when you put in your in that perform in the form of registration, they take that snapshot of your signature and put in that your certificate. As you may have your ID card, your signature is also there. So the second thing is that first is your passport size photograph. Second, full signature of the person registered. Third, C, an endorsement of any mark of identification of the person. So if you have any identification of your any marks, mole on the cheek, hair color, cut wherever face, so any identification mark can also be written over there. An endorsement of any mark of identification of the person registered which are in which you are unique. आपकी कोई भी एक इस तरह की चीज़ आपके फेस पे कट आ गया है, कहीं फेस पे कट है, कुछ उस तरह के निशान है, कुछ मोल है, कुछ तिल विल है, तो that has to be written in that registration form. So तीन चीज़ आपको you may check under section 2, एक under 27(2), एक तो उस पे what number, official seal of the consul, president's signature and secretary, and then passport size photograph, full signature of the person and endorsement of your identification mark. जो कभी आपका ID कार्ड में लिखा होगा कि शनाख्ती अलामत भी उस पे लिखी जाएगी. You have to write over there. Third is that what they do, a copy of the certificate with all the particulars specified in subsection 2 shall be kept in the official record of the consul. जितनी चीजें आपसे मांगी गई हैं, they also be retained in the pharmacy council में रखी जाएंगी. A copy certificate with all the particulars specified in subsection 2 shall be kept in the official record of the council. council के रिकॉर्ड में ये चीजें भी रखी जाएंगी. तो जब भी कभी आपको डुप्लीकेट की जरूरत हो या किसी और चीज की जरूरत हो, they can take out from that. Then there is a person to whom a certificate of registration has been issued may, if the origin lost, defaced, mutilated, or for any other reason, obtain a duplicate thereof on payment of the same fee as was paid for the original. अगर कोई आपका से गुम हो जाता है, खराब हो जाता है, गल जाता है किसी तरह भी, you are authorized to have another one duplicate copy. तो डुप्लीकेट की आप दे also charge a fee for duplicate. अक्सर आपकी चीज़ें गुम हो जाती हैं, आईडी कार्ड आप डुप्लीकेट लेने जाते हो, तो यू हैव टू पे अ फी. तो यहाँ क्या गुम हो गया है, खराब हो गया है, गल गया है, लॉस हो गया है, गुम हो गया, तो व्हाट यू हैव टू पे अ फी फॉर डुप्लीकेट इशू ऑफ दैट सर्टिफिकेट. 28 says रिवोकेशन ऑफ सर्टिफिकेट कैसे कैंसिल कैसे किया जा सकता है. The provincial council may, after giving the person concerned an opportunity to make presentation and being heard, revoke the certificate of registration issued to whom if such person. अब क्यों registration cancel भी की जा सकती है, पर उसके लिए क्या, they have आपको शोकाज देंगे, they issue a शोकाज notice, उसका आप जवाब देंगे and then आपको personal hearing देंगे. शोकाज नोटिस आ गया, आपको आप अपना खत देंगे, उसका जवाब देंगे और साथ ही पर्सनल हियरिंग देंगे एज पर दैट शोकाज नोटिस. 28(1) says A says incurs any disqualification specified in subsection 3 of section 25. अगर आप डिस्क्वालीफाई होते हो उसमें जो लिखा गया है अंडर सेक्शन 25, तो उसके लिए आपका रजिस्ट्रेशन रिवोक कैंसिल भी हो सकता है. Then 28(2) says 1A in B says contravenes any of the provision of the Poison Act 1919, the Dangerous Drug Act 1930, the Drug Act 1940, or this act or of the rules made under any of those acts. और अगर इसके खिलाफ हो जाते हैं, अगर आपने जो क्वालिफिकेशन है वो if it is कंट्रीब्यूशंस टू द पॉइजन एक्ट 1919 आप पढ़ेंगे आगे जाकर, डेंजरस ड्रग एक्ट 1930, ड्रग एक्ट 1940 से पहले था, और दिस एक्ट ऑफ रूल्स मेड अंडर एनी ऑफ इसके खिलाफ आपने कुछ कार्रवाई कुछ हुआ है तो आपका लाइसेंस, आपकी रजिस्ट्रेशन कैंसिल हो सकती है। 28C says fails or neglects to comply with any directive in respect of the profession of a pharmacist with the central government or the provincial government may from time to time issue or कोई नेग्लिजेंस हो जाती है किसी डायरेक्शन पे फ्रॉम फेडरल गवर्नमेंट और प्रोविंशियल गवर्नमेंट, सो देयर कैन बी रिवोकेशन ऑफ सर्टिफिकेट रजिस्ट्रेशन कैंसिल हो सकती है, या is guilty of such professional misconduct as may be laid down by the provincial council in this behalf। अगर कोई आप जुर्म सरसद हो गया है इस तरह का जो कि रूल्स में था प्रोविंशियल गवर्नमेंट के, देन उनका सर्टिफिकेट भी खत्म हो सकता है, रिवोकेशन ऑफ सर्टिफिकेट हो सकती है। फर्दर है, where any certificate of registration is revoked under subsection 1, the name of the person whose certificate has been so revoked shall, after he has been given a notice in writing of such revocation, be struck off the register in which his name was entered, and his registration shall thereupon stand cancel। यानी उसको रिटर्न एक नोटिस दिया जाएगा, उसके तहत उसकी रिवोकेशन जो है कैंसिल कर दी जाएगी। Registration is revoked under subsection 1, the name of the person whose certificate has been so revoked shall, after he has been given a notice in writing of such revocation, be struck off the register in which his name was entered, and his registration shall thereupon stand cancelled। 3 कहता है, the provincial council may, of its own motion, and shall upon an application made in this behalf within 30 days of the receipt of the notice under subsection 2 by the person concerned, review its decision to revoke a certificate of registration, and the decision of the council upon such review shall be final। So they have appeal time of 30 days. If they have issues revoke the certificate, they have appeal time within 30 days. They apply for the appeal time is there 30 days. So this notice under subsection 2 by the person who concerned review. So for review of their certification registration, a person can apply within 30 days।